anything Islamic. No, does not exist in any planet. It is named. I brought this to the attention of former speaker. No was wrong. No does not exist in parliamentary vocabularies. The real word for parliament is name. No, it's too bad for parliament. It's name. Don't say no in parliament. So take note. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Minister. Once again, I welcome you all to this honorable members, vice of the committee, honorable Minister, the my peers and the Amir Hajj and team. We welcome you once again to this important meeting. So, but before we go further, I think we all have the agenda before us. Can someone move that we adopt the agenda?
Yeah, with some amendments, Honorable Chair. Select Committee on Regional Government, T is missing. Yes, and also bullet number 4 under the agenda, meeting with the Minister of Lands and Hajj Commission to update the committee on the level of arrangement on the upcoming Hajj session there should be season. Without any further, I would like to adopt the agenda with amendments.
Okay.
Seconded.
Okay. Thank you. So can someone move that we adopt?
And seconded.
It is moved and seconded. Thank you very much. Yes, so before we go, because I think we all know but still we can still do normal procedure by introducing ourselves. So I will start with myself. I'm the chair of the committee.
I'm Honorable Babu Sise, member of the committee.
Honorable Omar Iec, member of the committee.
Honorable Musa Abali, member of the committee.
Honorable Ibrahim Adjei, member of the Senate.
Good afternoon,
Musa Sise, Communication Officer to the committee.
I'm MK, Minister of Lands, Regional Government, Religious Affairs.
Ibrahim Adjei, Permanent Secretary, Minister of Lands.
Ibrahim Sisa, Permanent Secretary, Minister of Lands.
Thank you very much for that. So, Honorable Minister, Amir Hajj, once again we welcome you and thank you for coming. And I think this meeting is going to be the last meeting for the Hajj season. So this is why we find it very important that we have a final meeting so that members can be informed about the state of preparedness. Actually, the meeting is going to be twofold, and along the way, we will also give our feedback based on the inspection that we had in ECA on the mobile student. So we want to come for that collaboration. So for that being the case, honorable members, it's important because last year we did the same thing, and this year here we are. So the honorable minister is here, and definitely thank you for always coming along with the High Commission whenever there is a meeting. So Amir, we thank you and your commission members. I understand some of them they came, Imam Sise, but he came in the morning, thinking that the meeting was in the morning. So, but nevertheless, we will still proceed. So, and that is the meeting with the Minister of Land and the High Commission to update the commission.
The chairman, the entire members of the National Assembly, you are representing the entire body. So you have always collaborated with us since we started this long journey. We must appreciate your collaboration, your support, your continued support. We are also sick because, as you are aware, we are engaged in trying to reform the Hajj. I think it has been left too long unattended to on reform, left in the hands of people who are determining prices based on their own cost, as far as we are concerned. So when I took over this ministry, I felt that government need to assert its authority on agents or institutes of state that are supposed to carry out services on behalf of the Gambian people. And one of these institutions was the Hajj Commission. how Hajj was operated on, how it was managed. It wasn't easy. Some people did not want to support the reform because it's not in their ultimate interest, but it was in the ultimate interest of the Gambian people. And I think that's why you elected, we got appointed to serve the executive, and you are elected to serve the legislature in order to have an oversight function of what we are doing. As a result, we believe that prices were just climbing up. People were just doing the way they feel like to do it. And the commission was left with very little support because they felt that really they just have to go the way everything is going. When we looked at the act, we realized that a lot of things needs to be done, and few things were absent. There was no policy in place to dictate how Hajj is conducted in the country. We've got a draft policy on my desk as we speak right now. Yes, and the policy will soon be floated to stakeholders, National Assembly members, for everybody to have an input, to read, and then we will all gather together at the end of the Hajj to sit down and determine the policy that would guide the Hajj operations in this country. When the policy is adopted by cabinet, approved all over, then next will be the regulations. So that there is a system in place. Even if the minister is not there, or the current places, nobody can come and, or the current committee of the National Assembly, nobody can come and derail it into because there will be a policy, there will be regulation, and even the act need to be amended, will amend the act. So that there is a system in place, a structure that will function over any other desire of any individual who wants to do it differently. And that's why we want to involve everybody on board, so that we all know that when we adopt the document, it will be our document and everybody's document. So that one, as soon as the Hajj is over, we'll float it up and everybody can put an input. So as I said, now we looked at the pricing structure. We realized that pricing was done based on most probably maybe speculative or wishes of people who felt that they had a cost to explain and to justify. And then government will adopt the cost. We realized that Hajj is not a luxury, it's not for holiday operation. It's not for luxury. Hajj is a religious obligation that every Muslim would wish to carry in your lifetime, at least once. And the way the cost was going, if we don't intervene to manage it, I mean, Gambians at the end, only very few people will enjoy it. Because they even went to do what they call VIP Hajj, which I don't understand even tomorrow what is VIP Hajj. For me, as far as I'm concerned, Hajj is Hajj. VIP means what? Because when we go to Hajj, we all go to the same place. And we do the same thing. We wear the same place. But if you are telling me VIP Hajj is another way, probably as far as I'm concerned, how you can make it so expensive only for the privileged few who have the pocket, who have the money in their pocket. And then, you know, you are now depriving the majority of Gambians who do not have that amount of money. Most of our people sell their livestock. Some of them do massive farming. Some of them have to rely on their children for overseas. Some of them have to sell their properties to make this journey to make. We know it's not a child play journey. It's a journey that we have to take seriously. And then what I did was really to say, look, let's look at the cost. Last year, how much did we incur? What was the cost for last year? They gave me the cost. And then they went, we sent them to go and negotiate. We were watching them. We sat at the back, watching them to go and negotiate. When they negotiated, they came back to us. We said, now make us cost comparison, what you have and what you don't have. One thing we insisted this time now, everybody must stay in their budget. Because, as you are aware, as chairman, you went to make a last year.
Yes.
You say what you went through in Mecca, over 17 different places.
Almost
13? 16 different places. Some tell me 13, some 17, some 30. But we know when the Amir tell me 16,
I will take 16.
The 13 for me is the number of operators. And those operators live in different hotels.
16 different hotels. I realize that in case of emergency operation, emergency evacuation of people when there is a crisis, there is no way you can rescue the Gambians in 16 different places. The risk of most of them staying and dying is very high. For security reasons, number one, I said, when you go, make sure you get one hotel, or at least 2 hotels that are next to each other in the same vicinity. Don't go in for nothing beyond that. And make sure you go for quality hotels. Don't go for hotels that we cannot also appreciate when we travel. And the next thing was about the food. And negotiate the price for the food that Gambians would appreciate when they eat. And when they went there, they came back. It took them time. They came back to tell me that they've got a hotel. They have now agreed on food, that even the food, we have to prepare our own menu here in the Gambia. Send them the menu, and then I said, further, we want Gambian cuisine. They said, bring your own cooks, we pay. Not us, not the commission. We had 2 cooks, 3 cooks, to go and join them with their own menu from the Gambia. And they will now implement that menu together with our cooks so that our pilgrims can eat what they left in the Gambia. And I realized that was personal. Agreed, and that's it. When they said Medina, they also got almost next to Haram, around. So it was like, this is too good to believe. And I said, let's go, all of us to go and see. We had a conference. And it's to sign the Hajj package with the Saudi government. So when we go now, let's go there and be inspected. After the conference, when I saw this, met these people, and then I realized that it was a fantastic hotel. And then Medina went there, it was very close to around that. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, really I was satisfied with it. We sat with these people, all of us together. We had a long meeting, explained everything to them. They agreed to everything I was said. I said, before I believe it, give me a booking reference for this hotel. Because when you make a booking, you have to get a booking confirmation and a booking reference. If not, tomorrow you are in trouble if there is a cancellation. I insisted that also the money that was paid in advance as they required, we needed a receipt for that money, and we needed the booking reference and the booking confirmation. And that was the Then I felt safe. Then I went and briefed my boss about the whole arrangement, what we have done so far. Then they asked for payment. We paid. I mean, this morning my boss asked me, have you paid the last payment? The last payment. Last number 10 is what?
Yes, we paid it.
It's paid. Yes. Can I have the receipt sent to me? Let me forward it to him to see. He insisted that he wanted to see that this payment is done. No hitch in this matter. So the payment is done. Forward it to me, let me also forward it. So that means we have paid everything that needs to be paid to all our obligations in Saudi Arabia on this side. Almost 13 million. Is it how much? For it, 12, 13 million.
The aircraft?
Everything.
Everything around the place, around 12.
Yes. Everything paid, full to the dollar. And then we also realized that in the costing, we saved $210 from last year's package. After having all these things. Then I said, look, the dollar last year was at 68, 69. When we were doing this, is it 67, 68? Last year. 68. Then I said, look, the dollar this year is between 69 and 70. There was no, the difference was about maybe 3%. The inflation difference was very minor. And if we get our house in order, we can pay all these things before the dollar go high. So that's not a justification to increase the price. And you have now saved over $200. I say, look, out of this $200, take $80 paid to Minna, and let's be closer instead of class D, we move the Gambian Pilgrim to class. We pay extra. And that was done. We are left with $100 plus. I said the $100 we reduce it from the package. And that was why from 531 we paid 526.
Okay.
Which they didn't want. I mean, these people felt that was wrong. The package should be 600 and something thousand. But for me, I don't see the justification. Yes, you need to make little money, but this is not where you come and make your entire money lying on pilgrims. This was, as far as I'm concerned, a religious obligation that needs to be carried by every Muslim. It wasn't a popular decision. They were everywhere talking all sorts of things. They reported, they even went to social media. They saw it. I mean, they just laughed over it and knew that when you are doing something in this country, particularly when you are reforming, you have a lot of assistance. People would not accept you because change is uncertainty, full of uncertainty. People don't appreciate change when they don't know what the outcome of change will be. So you need to be ready to accept resistance, accept blackmailing, accept all sorts of things when you are engaged in getting things changed for better. That means everybody rallied behind us, really, including the commission. Everybody supported. At the end, they started seeing that what we are doing is for the ultimate good of every Gambian. The assembly was misinformed. They got the facts. They rallied behind us. The executive, the commission members, some operators also realized that this is a different ball game. You are either on board or you are out. Simple. You don't bring this government to that. And when they knew we were all determined together unitedly, I think everybody came on board. I said, we are not perfect, but let's work together. Next year, we work on something else. And I think everybody seems to believe that let's come together now, we work, and then we continue moving forward. So we have realized few things also. It is not the responsibility of the other stakeholders to bring doctors, to be responsible of the healthcare of our Gambian citizens. This is the responsibility of government. And that's why we did not put the burden of them picking doctors this time. We contacted the Minister of Health. They gave us a number of doctors that can cover the number of pilgrims we have. Then we devised a policy. Certain number was asked to bring a doctor, and then the GIA took up a number of doctors, the commission and others took up. Then we the other few, 2 or 3, 4 days. How many of them are now taking group 100 plus? How many doctors they are contributing?
Group is taking
3. 3. So that means they are contributing 3.
Yeah, so we have 3 plus 2, we have 8 doctors, 9 doctors.
Yes.
Almost 11.
Yeah. These are things that next year the government should assume it in our national budget. It should come from our national budget. That responsibility should not be on player, because we need to decide who big doctor is going. That has been the responsibility of the Ministry of Health. They determine the doctors, how qualified they are, their reputation, they determine, and not people taking private doctors. I think this government must assume this responsibility. And government must assume the drugs that we are buying, the drugs that we are using. This has to be the responsibility of the state to look after its citizens. And I think that's where I believe the commission needs that extra money to be able to take care of that. How much it costs to get a doctor? How many doctors do we need? We factor it in the budget. How many medication, what are the type of medication do we need, the drugs? We calculate it, we capture it in the budget. So that when the time comes, we assume to be doing our job as a state. We assume our responsibility, not to leave that in the hands of private clients, private individuals. There are a few things that we have to do ourselves as a state. And that's where we need your support, to make sure that at least, our commission can say proudly that we are taking care of all the doctors for this. Because other countries have intimated they want to come and learn from us. So if they want to learn from us, we should not have loopholes. These are things we should teach them. That we are a responsible government, we are taking care of our pilgrims, we take care of their welfare, and that would be the National Assembly taking care of that in our national budget, which is very, very important as far as I'm concerned. So then a few weeks ago, I got a call from the Amir of some stakeholder who came. I think one of them called me to say that GIA has some issues, whatever, about flight issues, whatever. Immediately I summoned a meeting with the GIA MD and then with my permanent secretaries and all the commission. We sat together, it was absolutely fantastically arranged. I mean, there was a lot of misunderstanding there. He cleared it. They came back from Dakar last night. They went to inspect the aircraft, and the report so far, we owe nothing. We are in. This is where we are.
Meaning the aircraft is settled.
Settled, sorted out. I mean, loo xam ma dégg génneel li sa nopp yi génne ko fa li sa nopp bu làkk joolaan bu fi làkk joolaan
jërëjëf kontaan nañ ci suñu bi daal baax bu aircraft moom jóge na foofu li ñoo xam mooy daal seet mbaa toog yi baax na mbaa xam naa wala ki mbaa loolu gis nañ ko ki waroon a seet affaire bi si nga moom du ñun waaye ñun lu ñu gisoon nag ak CCO gis nañ ne daal loolu baax la da aircraft bi am na 10 toilettes 10 yooyu da nga gis ne daal bu jaay mën nañoo dugal
777 Boeing 777 it's a huge aircraft about 300 something.
waaw problème bu tuuti bu ñu amoon foofu mooy aircraft bi ñu njëkkoon a joxe boobu la ñu waroon a utee slot bi dafa waroon a jël force bi 600 plus ba ñëwee bi bu ñu gis léegi ni dañ ko cëñ moo 323 léegi dem ba waa ji moo commencé di complain mu ne daal 323 te li ngeen bugg ci hôtel bi 6 moo nekk force bi da ngay gis dafa am gaaf yi nekk foofu ma ne ko waaye boobu dinañ ko seet nañ ko war a kii ndax slot bi génn na lu pare te ñu ñoo war a manage lu ñoo defee ndax slot da ngay manage ànd ak moom slot du manage mu ànd ak yow waaw léegi moom mooy daal dañ puus ba on the 19 ku jay ci la ñoo jeexal dugga instead of on the 18 pour 300 bi des mu mun a dugg ci loolu waaye lu muy complain mooy daal xaalis bi ngeen feeyoon fële boobu moo nekk problème bi boobu lañ nekkoon daal di négocier naka lañ mën a arrangé boobu tey ci guddi bi la dama xool mu daal di ma wax loolu waaw loolu affaire aircraft loolu la boobu am problème gannaaw problème bi ma la wax ni waaye boobu incha allah nañ ko solve lu mu gën a gaawee xaalisam tamit seen nañ ko yëg incha allah ministre dina am électricité tamit waaw lii des mooy Saudi seen programme kenn mënu koo kooba bés bu nekk da nga gis lu ees ni am lu ees mooy balaa ñoo def bés kii samedi seen lañ ma seenoon kii nag message ñu ne suñu amoon contrat ak médical seen médical kii nag hospital bi nekk foofu benn docteur du mu pour dugg Saudi léegi boobu lañ commencé pour ban lopitaan lañ war a jëfoo ak moom waaye incha allah balaa jant bi soo mën nañu am waaye dina nekk xaalis boobu nañ ko annonce ci pour jaay ji ku nekk daal naka la ak ñaata la bu fekkoon daal loolu jàpputoon ci budget bi te kenn xamu ko woon te dañ koy na léegi ñu ne bàyyi force la kon bu nekkee bàyyi force nag ñu war a ñu ñoo ko war a ñu ko mën a force kii nag opération bi ndax
See why they should have money?
waaw
See why the commission should have money?
bu doon ñun ñu nga amoon xaalis nag mën nañu ko fay waaye nag boobu nekkul si ñun te nekkutoon ci budget kenn xalaatu ko ci sant lañ ko seen ñu ne daal boo ko kii nga seen
How much is that?
béykat waaw léegi ni c'est la contexte man daal moo
waaye commission bi moo ko war a fay.
fan lañ ko am
loolu lañ war a léegi loolu dañ ko war a xam ñaata la.
ok
parce que loolu doo ko mën a teg ci ujaaj te ñoom seen paquet bi dañ ko calculer based on this cost. waaw.
xam nga loolu ñoo wax ni dañ ko fay ba pare waaye lii nekkutoon ci biir charges bu doon dafa nekkoon ci biir charges yi before da nga ko calculer nga dugal waaye nekkoon
nag commission bee ko war a fay. du ujaaj la.
comme ça dinañ naka la government mu may leen xaalis fay ko.
léegi kon hospital boo leen a dénkal la foog naa mën a ñëw yu suñu la tabitaan bu mag bi
No.
They are insisting now. You know, Saudi every day they are now focusing on Hajj. Hajj they've seen as a very important source of income.
Income, yes.
Oh, yes.
So the way is in trouble. So every minute they control this Hajj now. Every second they manage it from the highest level.
xam nga ñooñu léegi ni sax suñ paree nii form dina ñëw bi ñu war a fiil docteur buy dem dafa war a indaale kayitam woon na docteur la yooyu yëpp dafa war a nekk foofu ki ko war a supervise ñu xam ne daal ñii ak ñii ndax ñaari option lañ yor ndax ñun ñoo war a joxe seen docteur si ñu liggéey ndax ñu ñoo war a installé docteur yi ma ne ko ñun ñoo amee suñu docteur si ndax soo seen docteur si dina gën a dina gën a seer ma ne ñun ñoo amee suñu docteur si.
waaye ñun kenn dara bi.
It's a form of
nii la kenn du ko wax ci kaw.
then loolu da ngeen ko war a work out.
da ngeen war a work out.
man de léegi la ñu message bi léegi la.
léegi dama leen laa wax tuuti Amir. soo leen jotee fi ko boobu. waaw ngeen wax ñu ko ministre bi as urgent as possible.
ok non
ñun ñu jéem a seet lan lañ mun a def. dañuy régler loolu. ba ñu ñib si xaj. waaye loolu bu ñu ko teg ci kaw agency yi ko ñun dañ contrôle seen cost yi. ko it was not factored as part of their cost. du fair pour ñu wax leen nañ ko fay. loolu government moo ko war a assumer. cost bu fees bu dugg a seen élément bu dugg a seen doo leen ko mun a teg nguur gi mu war a teg loolu moo tax may wax léegi ne they need to be resourced by this committee by the nation because dina contingency cost bi you didn't expect it need to be done. Are you with me? So you cannot put this to other people. We have to assume it as a government through the commission. They're going to be more. So the red pump figure be work up yes. Wow. Then you said urgently. Government to pay.
Sure. Amir will sign a contract with the head hospital clinic.
Yes.
And they supervise our activities.
Yes.
Then we will give them our doctors, their details, their contact.
Yes. When you sign the contract, we know what the cost. Yeah. Yes. Okay?
Okay.
Yes. So we will protect the bed with that.
So far, so good, meaning everything is in order, except this unforeseen.
That's a financial issue. It's not an issue that is real. It's a financial issue we can incur. Yeah.
Donc, lenn li des mooy ñi nekkoon VIP seen camp bu ñu njëkkoon a jël dañ ko cancellé.
mu ne.
VIP.
waaw.
seen camp bu ñu njëkkoon a jël dañ ko cancellé. ba ñu ko cancellé. Mina waaw.
Mina contract.
bañ ko cancellé ñu travaillé ba ñu dugalee banque de Mali. ñooñu ba ñu duggee nag nga gis ne am na ñu nga ne daal seen xaalis.
Mandiang commune. You are there.
dafa caché. léegi dem ba ñu ne ma.
That way. You are late. You are all late down there.
ñu ne ma ñu fay ak yan xaalis ma ne ko déedéet ñu ngi fay yan xaalis.
Go this way. Join our queue. You join our queue. Call down the come. Where down the window?
waaw léegi nag xaalis boobu ba ñu cancellé woon ñu bëgg a ñu fay ak benn ma ne ko mënuñ ko fay ndax dafa dem ba 7 millions ma ne ko loolu mënuñ ko fay. ma jël récit bi nag seen ko ci ministère yi ak ministre ma ne leen daal lii xaalis bi nag boobu ngeen war a naka la mën a delloo léegi waaye nag dem ba d'accord nañ ne daal loolu seen compte la xaalis bi moom la def ñu war a fayaat beneen xaalis dañ ñoo ko war a daal beneen xaalis boobu dem ba lu leen waaye nag fekkee nag fayal wow. So tell koy de la compte. Ak fay koy so non.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Merci beaucoup.
So thank you very much, Amir. Honorable Minister, yes, okay.
Yes. Just to add on what Amir just said.
Yes.
As we're speaking now, the 1,000, the 2,000 pilgrims, all of them got their visas issued, except these 50 pilgrims.
Okay.
Okay.
All the visas are issued and are printed to their agencies, except these 50 pilgrims that have been issued with their camp being cancelled by some minister.
VIP.
Yes, that is, it's the fault of some minister of Finance, because our guys book the camp, pay for the service, pay for the transport, everything until just to issue the visa. We realized that the camp was cancelled by the ministry itself. We follow. Finally, they opened it. They said, now we have to pay again. Say, no, we already paid. And this our issues. That's what we are facing now. They said they will refund the money back that we spent already. They'll put it back in the system for us to pay again to continue and this will be
As ordinary, not VIP.
VIP,
Still VIP.
This VIP team, we have to fight the way out.
But all the visas are issued now. Every student from Gambia, except these 50 visas are.
No, now it's 40. I think it's 10 now. Excuse me, I mean, Google is 40, but them.
Put Google, put process me.
Wow, 40 Google, who does 10?
10 years, there's some Burkina, approve.
Why approving 40, who does 10?
Wow.
Thank you. Lay one more to the level. Leave me small like it. Let me first say on this side.
Thank you very much, Amir.
Yes, sir.
So maybe I can allow honorable members, based on the submission of the Minister Amir Hajj, and if you have anything to ask concerning that. So part of, for me, I just want to.
You want to report? You the one that.
No,
Let
me do that. Yeah.
You people also have to report.
No,
In fact, I said you need to go there and tell me what's happening there.
Yes.
Man, I end up getting my mouth.
Of course, I already need to know the.
Yeah, report that. Somebody reporting a report.
No, we also.
In fact, this one will be updated, but we'll give you full document. Full report, we'll give you that.
No, you have a jail, you didn't really
No, I was suggesting that when they have already submitted, if members have some questions, they can ask. They ask, then later you
Can we get?
No, I thought the vice chair was
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Minister, and also Amir for that update. This is a concern as raised by the Honorable Minister, because if you look at the additional cost that is about to be levied on the Hujjahs, if things don't go well.
It's not government.
Okay.
We are not levying anything on Hujjah.
All right.
Government will assume the
So
responsibility.
good. So what I was saying is
No
like,
levy.
it just as you, as the Honorable Minister said, because if that was to be levied and people have already done, maybe they are set up with their plans, and at this moment they will find it very difficult in order to come up
No
with
extra
cost. So
charge.
you can see that now if there is going to be any extra charges, it's going to be a problem. So alhamdulillah that the minister is coming in, or the government is coming in, so as to fix those issues as well. So those that was the concern that I have on that.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, and your team for that wonderful effort you've been doing to support our commission in order to make sure that the Hajj operation is done in a very favorable conditions to the Gambian pilgrims. My question is about the flight arrangements. Because I can remember the last time when we had meeting with, when we had the GIA officials from the GIA, they said that they were going to make an arrangement, or they have already entered.
With a company called T1 in Dubai.
Yes.
That's the same company flying.
To fly the
There is a specific code that the Gambian don't have.
Okay.
And they are the one flying also Senegalese pilgrim. So they were using that Senegalese code, but the Gambian don't have it for Saudi. And that has been approved at the level of the Saudi Civil Aviation Authority. Okay. But he wanted the ministry to confirm it. That's it.
Okay.
So the same company using it. But they have their own aircraft that they are using to fly the Saudi pilgrims. Sorry, the Senegalese pilgrim, the same aircraft which can fly our people. Because they have the same contract.
Okay, it's the same arrangement.
Yeah, the same arrangement.
So,
but the code used, Gambia don't have that code. So they were using the Senegalese code because they are flying the Senegalese pilgrims.
okay.
They use that for the Gambia. We need to have that code now. GIA now need to run as a national carrier and do the needful for our country. They cannot continue the way they are selling tickets. They have to assume their responsibility. That must be done. Because Gambia don't have that code. So So, and then they decided now, they will now use the Senegalese code because they are flying their pilgrim with the same code with the Saudi Civil Aviation, which was approved at the level of the Saudi Civil Aviation. So what we needed was for the Saudi ministry also to approve that.
It's done.
Yes.
So it means the initial arrangement that GIA had
Still remains the same. No change. Yes.
There is no change.
No change.
The only change is that they instead of now they being allocated their own flight, which would have fly out.
No, they have the same aircraft, the same company,
Yes.
different planes flying our pilgrim, flying the Senegalese pilgrim.
Because I heard from
No, we will still be using the same flight.
The same flight.
All we need, they had an internal arrangement with Air Senegal to use the FOC.
AOC and Gambia don't have AOC.
We don't have that license.
Well, why don't we have it? We need to have that now.
Definitely.
The question is, DIA must assume their responsibility. Why should we go to a foreign country to have it?
And that is approved by the Saudi authorities.
Yes.
they don't have problem with that, with that arrangement. Because you don't remember,
They already signed a contract between themselves.
remember when we raised the issue of that Saudi authority writing to GIA.
Stopping us, trying to stop us. This is all the, but we survived that. Also, there are Gambians who were instigating that.
Okay.
Yeah, they were instigating it to fail it because they already wanted flying us to have it. They had a deal with flying.
Oh.
And as far as we are concerned, no deal. Do it for the right citizen of this country.
So about cooks, sorry. About the issue of cooks, they've also agreed because you've raised about the
They
issue
are
of
paying all the cooks, 3 cooks that are going there. They will pay their ticket, they pay for everything. Not on the commission, not on pilgrims.
Okay.
Yes, those who they sign the contract,
Yes.
they are paying for all the cooks that are.
So, but the issue of signing a contract with a restaurant will not come up now that they are
No, we
coming
do
up
our own food cooking, they have their own food arrangement, our own cook supervise that the food cook is Gambian taste. They even agreed to buy food stuff from here to fly to Saudi Arabia. But it must meet Saudi food safety standards.
There is a contract signed with the catering firm in Saudi. But part of the contract is 3 Gambian cook would be
Supervising that food.
at their cost.
So, but you have already identified the cooks.
Oh yes, they have gone for their visa today. They are in Dakar as we speak.
Oh, okay.
But they're going for medical tests. And when you go for medical tests, you see your results until you get to the embassy, don't open it. And the embassy open it. If there's anything wrong, you are out. We pray that nothing is wrong. So they are there.
So, but are they going to intervene in how you select your cooks or they agree?
That's our decision as a minister. We decided, not even the commission.
Okay.
We chose the cook, we chose our own.
Okay. On the issue of medical team, now that they have come up with this new arrangement that you need to sign a contract with them, with that Saudi. Do we then need doctors to accompany our Hajj people?
Yes, we do. We do. It becomes extremely expensive if you Saudis have to do it for you. They only supervise you to do it. We are taking our doctors, they can supervise us. And that is service is going to pay for supervision. But if they were to do it on their own, their doctors, they will be millions.
The problem I have with this is why are they requesting?
They want to make money on Hajj.
Yes.
My friends,
You know, and also, you need referral. You need referral. Yes,
if
yes.
you don't use them, they zero you.
It's
You're
a
broke.
business as well.
They have to make money on you for every sector.
They give you 2 options. We are available or you bring yours.
Yeah.
Obviously, you will go.
And if you bring yours, we supervise them, you still have to pay for something.
Yes. And
There might be difference in the cost then.
Yes,
If you take
it's
your own-
cheaper. You bring yours to my pay. That's why I say let them check. Whatever the government will pay.
Another
But
thing
then you
is,
cannot, it was not part of our cost. But next year, it will be in your cost of pocket. Or we assume it as a government.
Yes,
if you want to get a doctor from Saudi who cannot speak English, cannot speak Mandinka,
Wolof,
cannot speak
Pula, Manjago, Jola,
to
you
take
cannot
our
do
own
that.
doctors, it's more favorable than
So tentatively, do you have a specific date wherein you expect that your Hajj programs will?
On the 14th, they are flying out of this country, by the grace of God. And the advance team is going on the 7th. We are moving.
On the 15th.
We are right there on the 15th. Am I right?
On the 14th, on the 14th.
We leave on the 14th, arrive on the 14th. Did you make a change of that date difference with the hotel? Amir, is it sorted out? Thank you. Because when you have program on the 14th, you arrive on the 14th, you have a day difference. But then you are leaving either earlier or more and then extra cost. So they were to manage that because that was our fault. That was the slot of the year. But that's okay. He's going to manage it. And that's why he's Amir, because he has the contact.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now you have to report. You report to the minister and the committee.
Yes.
I've been reporting now, you report to the minister and the committee.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Minister and PS, the two PSs. Amir Hajj and team. Thank you very much. Once again, I am Honorable Sabaji. I am one of the 3 NAMs who went to the member of Hajj Commission to go for inspection. We are very delighted that the ministry initiates or accepts to allow us to go and see, confirm for ourselves as representative of the people to see what arrangements have been done between the ministry and the Hajj Commissions with regards to 2025 Hajj operations. We started our journey at Medina, and in Medina we were taken to all the hotels. Gambians will be lodged in 5 hotels, even though the objective is to have all Gambians in one hotel, but that cannot be realized.
Close to each other.
That cannot be realized in Medina.
Yes.
Given that there is a level of
that hotel height.
You know, so no hotel is above 10 stories around that. So you cannot have all Gambians in one hotel. But nonetheless, the proximity is achieved because all the hotels are found on the same lane, the same street, and very close. The closest to the router, how do you call it again? Haram. You know, in one hotel, all the 4 hotels will be occupied only by Gambians. All the 4 hotels. There are one that is 500, another one 400. So all the 4 hotels, no other national will be there apart from Gambians. There's only one hotel that will be shared. The 100 and something Gambians will be in that hotel. The remnants, you know, they cannot fill that hotel alone. 100 and something Gambians will be there with other nationals. You know, but the 4 hotels only entirely by Gambians. You know, and all these hotels, they are ranging from 3-star to 5-star. You know, and also the room. There are rooms that will have 2 pilgrims per room, 3 pilgrims per room, and 4 pilgrims per room maximum, depending on the room size. The room size, and we've also inspected their restaurants. You know, the size of the restaurants, the hygiene at the restaurants. We are satisfied the level of the restaurants in these hotels, and we do know that in Saudi they don't cook in the hotels. They don't cook, they are all done by catering service. We read there also, and also all these hotels in Medina, they will have a doctor station. Like you just mentioned, you are taking along 11 doctors. So each of these hotels, they prepare a room that will be a doctor station where, you know, pilgrims can access. And except there is somebody with physical condition, but in all these hotels, every pilgrim should be able to perform the 5 prayers. Like at the Haram. Yes. Because there are pilgrims that are way behind where kilometers, and they come every day. So it's the closest so far to the Haram, and that is, and their conditions is very it's very fine. It's very fine.
The distance, the closest, very close.
Yes, very close, very close, very close.
But you easily get lost, you know.
No, they can't. They can't.
No, me, I get lost there. I didn't know that their hotels are very similar.
Yeah, they are similar.
So again, I was putting marks. When I'm going, I map something. Go there, I map. So when I come, I follow my map.
So where they are, some of the hotels, you have only one building before you and the haram. Of course, the haram, before you access the haram, there is a space. You need to distance, you need to walk. There is no building. The open space, yes. But between our hotels and the haram, it's just one lane. And there is one hotel that is lucky. There is no lane. There is no building between you and the haram. That's why we are lucky. Yes, we are faced opposite. From there you walk, just like somebody around Tobacco Road walking towards the Mandir Mosque. So between us and the haram is just a way. We walk through and go to the place. It's the closest. You know, there is no hotel there. So that one is fine. The Gambians were able to be found in one area, and then they are very close to the haram. Yeah. Arriving at Mecca, the hotel Gambia acquired is a 5-star hotel, and it takes 3,000 pilgrims. And Gambians will occupy 2,000, and the another nationals 500. In fact, the hotel is not full to capacity. You know, meaning there is still room to, but then they are limiting themselves to 2,500 pilgrims. But the 2,000 is all Gambians, and they have about 3 to 4 restaurants, as big as, you know, and they have a prayer ground in the hotel, where even if you want, you can pray Juma there.
Very big.
And it's facing haram. Some pilgrims who do not want to walk to go to the Mecca, they can still pray and face the Kaaba. You understand? And it's a walking distance, 10-15 minutes. But the hotel, the owner, the one who took the contract, said there will be people available in the floor to take people. And the hotel, because it is big, it has 15 lifters. Because sometimes when pilgrims, 16, when pilgrims are moving, they move at the same time. So there should be enough lifter to carry them, and so that they don't. You know. So also the same when it comes to housing. You know, 2, 3, and 4 depending on the rooms, and the rooms are all air conditioned. The toilets are all hotel standard, international hotelier. You know.
I saw it.
You know, so they are all full capacity. The catering, the food timing also is 3 hours. You know, breakfast 3 hours, lunch 3 hours, dinner 3 hours, and it's all open buffet. It's buffet, you know, based
Eat
on
what you want, eat what you want.
yes, but based on Gambian
Cuisine, yes.
menu. So
yeah, let me ask a question. I mean, have you completed the menu?
Yes.
Parental menu.
I don't know.
Jotin copy.
Okay.
Sisa,
For the
we need a
next
copy.
yes, so they did the menu, and like Minister has just said, we went to the catering service, those that provide these dishes, and they have the capacity to provide 20,000 pilgrims. It's not only Gambians they are catering. You know, they have international cuisines. It's international cooks that are there from Algeria, from Egypt, from various. You know, they cook for various nationals. But because Gambia wants special guides, the 3 that are coming are going to supervise how Domana. In fact, we are treated to a buffet of Gambian diets. They've attempted to do it without our support.
They are reading.
Yes, we've seen the Domada, we've seen the plazas, and so yes, we've seen they've tried super also as well. So this is slightly so Gambian they'll get it to 100% when our people read there. But then they've added a lot of things, and then it's also going to be open buffet, and we are very happy that for the first time maybe the complaint of food will never emerge. We are sure.
Even hotel room.
Yeah, hotel room, definitely.
And distant people walking, they have to carry it.
Yes. So that is it. The hotel is there. 5-star. Mecca is wonderful. The Mecca, although the Medina is from 3-star to 5-star, but the Mecca one, we are all Gambians, and that's where they spend most of the time.
Yes.
Is international. It's 5-star hotel. You go to the hotel, No, you are amazed.
You like it, yeah.
No Gambian will go there and come with a complaint, and then they said they have arrangements for all Gambians depending on their needs. If you have people with diabetics, as soon as they arrive, they want to know who is diabetic, who is this, so that they prepare menu according to people with health conditions. You understand? So they prepare all that one. And also, they want to recruit Gambians, just as they are going to pay the three. They want to recruit Gambian students there.
Who are there, yes.
Who are there. And they're going to pay so that they assist our pilgrims. This is different, added to the guides. They are going to pay those people to assist Gambians, to help the guides, because the number is so huge to facilitate, yes, and even those who need a wheelchair and other things. They wanted to do that. You understand? So,
and that one also, just to interject, it's not going to be like general, but the students that are in Medina, you will identify them to do the service in Medina. Those in Mecca, you will just do the service in Mecca.
yes. Yes, so they want to consult the Gambian embassy and also the commission. Maybe Mr. Imam Cham will listen to the commission and see how they facilitate the Gambians to identify people based on the criteria they set. So they want to identify people who can.
They have a very good consul general in
Yes, yes. So they want to identify at least 2 people, any individual, any students identified, should be able to speak 2 or more in their local languages and all. So those criteria, they want that. So, yes. So before I forget, even the issue of aircraft, changing from 6 to 3 or something, they have profile that coming next year. And I said, when they said that, I said, do you mention that to the minister? They said, no, okay, we will relate it. And then maybe this is something you could work on with them. They were able to provide aircraft with the GIO or anything, I don't know how you arrange a Saudi-based airline to be able to do all these transactions. So I said, okay, maybe you've not reached out with the minister, you would have the best person to know what to, but we will raise this matter, and you could see if you can engage them next year.
You know, let me tell you, when they came here, they raised that issue. I told them I cannot take too much of risk because I don't know them. We've never dealt with you. We are in a reform program. We cannot afford to fail because people are fighting us to fail. So my risk giving you all this
at the same time
is too much for me. As a minister, I cannot take that risk, and I will not advise the commission to do that. But if you prove yourself,
yes,
since we are moving on a reform and we are in a war, people are fighting to undermine us. If you prove of that you can win, I have no objection if the commission will side with you. But you have to prove to us.
yes,
Because we don't know you. We've never seen you. You just came here, we brought you, and then you came, you presented yourself, you are doing other countries, we will test you, but we will not give you everything. We now split it until next year. If you do very well, and we are convinced you can do it, then we will now ask them to negotiate with you.
yes.
That was my reason. They offered that.
In fact,
but I didn't want to take too much of risk myself.
In fact, it seems as if you sounded your mind, not on the aircraft issue, but for continuity. We told them, if you want this thing to continue, this thing has to be a good result. Because this is the first time of its kind, and there are people who are watching.
Yes.
We are here to people. This is Ministry and Hajj initiative.
Yes.
We come here to see what arrangement they are putting in place. But that's not the only thing. The real test is the Hajj itself.
Yes. Success.
If we have success,
Yes.
then the rest are so the sky is the limit. They have given us their words.
Yes.
All his partners, his brother also, who operates about 50 hotels and all these things. So they have given us their words, the best Hajj operations this year.
That's what I pray for every day.
So
yes,
inshallah,
every day for a success.
we are also, based on what we have seen,
Yes.
we are very much optimistic that we will not have any adverse report with regards to.
That's all that we are praying. Would you leave here or do you
Maybe
I think said it all.
put it in black and white. And present it to plenary. So we discuss about it.
So in fact, we will try to do that and come with recommendations. And we also met with the council staff have this problem, but according to them, what they are trying to do was like more of
Engagement and involvement.
involving them. If they are the
Host there.
Yes.
Let me explain on that. You know, let me tell you. When we went there, there was no consultant.
okay.
Because you know the consultant died.
Yes.
Yes, he passed away. And there was an acting consultant. So the commission registered those who were there together with the Saudi authorities. This year the Saudi limited the number of people who are there. Last year, 30 Gambians sleep in the name of the embassy to go there. And that brought a lot of problem. Now the Saudis are very strict now. They said, I think they are giving diplomatics 6 people?
6, yeah.
6. For the embassy consulate bill?
Consulate
Nyata?
non to itol kun mofla but ka do ngawr fenke say nak na fen ko le kila
You better be wrote to them.
estima fo e fo mala kila mi ala kay ka fel direct o fo mi fel na wala mi nyanta kala mo wor
6.
o mo woro ni e ko e be chance di la pour do manka ni mali pour ka bo maka kata ni na mo zal fa
Monani. Yes. Because that is where the embassy was insisting. Because this is where problems come in.
That's they are not in control. You know
So
why?
they want to be there to assist.
You know the problem is, let me help you. But the Saudis are not.
But for it's fine.
No, let me tell you, the Saudis are watching what every country is doing. They are now focusing more on high than even the oil. Let me tell you this. Every second of it, you are being monitored by even what you are saying, where you are on camera 24/7. They realize that people were using their diplomatic offices to bring their relatives, bring other people to be part of the Hajj, and giving a lot of burden to pilgrims. They saw this report.
Yes.
And that's why this year they filtered it down.
Yes. And we've echoed that, because not only that, Saudi,
The
but
students.
even the commission
Yes.
had problems with Gambians that are there. And we raised this issue with the consulate.
Yes.
Because during Hajj, students will go there, not only students, will go with their wives.
Yeah, exactly.
And council members will also go there, their wives to sell.
Exactly.
And the new council general promised, the council general, that is their Trami, we've raised this with him. Juf. He promised, no, he promised that that will be a thing of the past. Yes, because they normally go there with their wives to sell, and we raise this thing, this issue, and the students. But they said now they work on that, and to ensure that the commission is supported based on. But they want to be involved and to ensure that they should be able to prevent. And now I'm happy that you are saying now 4 of them should have access to Minna. That should be enough, because that's Fabu and some of their lieutenants that should be able to identify.
In fact, when we meet the minister, the deputy minister of High, it's a personal friend. I want to believe by next year we can increase that number, because they even wrote to us strictly telling any student who is caught like 50,000 real, and we go to
not
jail.
50,000
No, it's as increased.
last week is 100
100,000, they increase it now. Because that was why I appealed to them to help our students. They said they will put the quota through the university. Let them apply through the university. If you are qualified, they will let you go. But now using pilgrims to go to Mecca, by any student, when you are caught, you are sent to jail. No doubt about it. So they are very strict with Hajj. Hajj is not a child play anymore. They have their own citizens. They have a quota. They want some of them are waiting for 2 years, 3 years before you can be part of the Hajj package. They have to manage to do it. So I think now our people must realize that Hajj is now a regulated issue, and we as a government also must take our responsibility, so that our people understand that being an ambassador or working in an embassy doesn't give you a license to try your sister here to go there and wait Hajj come and be passing for and perform Hajj. That is over. It's not going to work anymore with the Saudis. They will go by the list, by those that are proof, If you are not in the system, they cut you and they charge you, they send you to jail. And we warn them. That is very clear. I didn't know that they increased it to 200,000 because I left it at 50,000. So every minute they are coming with something.
Léegi kenn du dugg Makka without permit. Where bu mu taawee foog na tey mooy ñaar fan la ñetti fan.
So I didn't know that they increased it to 200,000. And we told
imprisonment also. Then from there,
They deported you. That announcement was made when we were there. It's on camera.
Minister léegi nii sax dafa am message bu ñu seen la. Mu dee jee.
wax ma dégg.
affaire ñaari mbir la. ñaari mbir la beneen bi am na ay garab ngeen daan bugguñ kenn mu jëlee ko fi yóbbu ko. waaw.
You have to buy from them.
boobu docteur dina ñëw mu seet ko. bu dee bokk na si suñu garab nag mu jëndee ko. waaw ñu àggee foofu ñu jëndee ko foofu day dafa am. ñaareel bi kenn du mu fi mooy ni second letter bi kenn du mu fi fekk daal amoo injection pour kii nag. ak nga am certificat tamit.
oustaz waxati na
léegi lañ ko.
kon dañoo ut ko bi nga ci tey.
ma ñu toogee nii.
da nga am bu yees. dafa ñëwaat. léegi.
It's different from the previous certificate.
léegi bu yees la. we need to have another COVID certificate for every pilgrim not to take the risk.
Why, if they're taking the injection, you can renew the certificate, but not the injection.
Many medical don't do it.
But they are already taking the injection for.
And it's one off. So no need for it.
But he's saying renew the certificate.
Yes. No, he said,
Not the injection, but renew the certificate.
No, it's the Johnson and Johnson. If you take that one, you just need the certificate printed now.
You're fine now, I mean.
Monday, Friday, oil, plates, petrol and safety, get all commission, get talk, read letter, commission, Japanese, that might get invite help. That might not if it is mine, Sarah, who might you put at them, come new one, you renew certificate. I think that's safe. Let's not take the risk. Some of us are crazy. Get go medical and health, get go team B, get talk Friday 9 o'clock, we set condition seat, whether compliant with what we have. If it is does not, you prepare a new certificate for every pilgrim.
Yes.
You go.
As soon as possible.
Let's not take this. Let's meet Friday 9 o'clock. Friday 9 o'clock, invite the medical and health director of health. Mu ñëw toog ak doctors. Ngeen toog yéen ñëpp ngeen seet li ñu yónnee ndax méngoo naag li ñoo laajte. If it is not, we give new certificate to
Very important.
They need to prioritize.
No, we will tell them that will be an executive decision. Go on there. Go by force.
So, Chair, before you take the floor back, I want to raise two issues that the minister mentioned here. One is the funding. We agree with you. We will support it. But it has to, now that you said it, the commitment of the ministry is there, but it starts from the budget line. So, yes, initiate something there, and you come.
Are you hearing that?
And sometimes people, because of your ceiling, you prioritize other areas and forget other areas, and you come through.
We need to. I commission the funding of parts.
Yes, so it should start from there.
So right now, this medical thing don't
Yes,
we cannot add anything,
if something is not there, people have to say because of certain community, you take it from your ceiling and add something there. So if it does not,
it has to be within the limits of the
then we
budget.
have somewhere and then we can.
Kind of justification.
Good.
I think in that way you can include it in the budget and share us a copy sometimes.
Before we need copy.
Before you come here, yes.
Yeah, we'll send you a copy.
Now this once we have that copy. If it is somewhere else, we will know how to do
Yes,
it.
if you put it there, finance cut it. Then you just have that. So when it comes there, we know that it has been the ministry's finance that cut it. So we will see.
It was on the last year we had on the budget for support to religious organizations.
Yes.
And that budget, and that's where we have this support to Hajj Commission.
Yes.
Now,
So
operation.
Yes. No, you can create a budget line.
A new
finance.
budget line, yes.
I'm not sure whether it's late or not, but you should create a budget line. Yes, right. Yes, create a budget. Minister will support.
Yeah.
Create a budget line.
A new budget line.
Yeah, please.
Because this is something
For
that
for a techno, because the proposed budget should emanate from you first to the minister.
Send it to us immediately.
Yeah.
In fact, before we get started, we started working on it now.
Work that out before finance started working on this thing. So that, because there is a deadline for creating a budget line before that elapses.
Sisa, are you aware?
Yeah.
So get back by Monday. Let's have this.
Why do you need to create a budget line when you already have an existing budget line?
No.
No, it's too cumbersome. There is support to Supreme Islamic Council support to this. Now that this is not,
It's big.
we take it for granted.
But it's
Hajj
big.
has become a major issue all over the world. Let's have it as a separate budget line.
Yes, it's a vague.
It's a vague budget line.
Support the religious group.
Religious.
But Christian Council move, Supreme Islamic Council move. You know what they say.
You know, the reason why I'm raising this, remember we are living in a secular state. And once you say support to Hajj Commission or to the performance of Hajj, we also have other religions. And they do also their functions. It will raise an eyebrows. Hence we have an existing budget line which says support to religious affairs. Leave it as it is and then we increase it.
Augment it.
It will settle it. You will know how to play your cards.
I agree with
I
you.
think that's the best.
Excuse me.
No, but this is a different
Don't agree.
one. I don't agree.
Good point.
Listen. I've been in countries where they have budget line for Hajj Commission.
Yes.
And also they have budget line for people going to
Wrong.
Well, you cannot have the area better in Nigeria. At least with Amir Hajj, who was one of my best friends, and I know how where the state, you know the state, when I say state in Nigeria, the state, you have to contribute $1,000 to every pilgrim who goes to Saudi Arabia, compulsory. Compulsory. After all the talking, when somebody is flying to Saudi, every state gives $1,000 to every pilgrim before you go there. Yes? Well, check. I'm telling you. So this is not about secular state. The reality is 95% of all these people are Muslims in this country.
Yeah.
That's why you have a budget line supporting Christian Council. And this is a major operation of government. It's not a minor operation. And it was taken for granted before. Because people just play issue of Hajj as a matter for the people who are outside there manipulating it, doing whatever they want to do. Now that government is saying we want to take charge of our citizens where they are. We need to maintain this position. I think for Parliament to get the sympathy, and everybody, let's make it separate. You see, let me tell you one thing. In government today all over the world, if you are not careful of social media, you will never do your job. Because if you want to rely on social media, you can never succeed in your job. And that's why it's important we now look at it. Hajj is a major operation. Even the commission will change. This is not an Imam commission. It is not. It is a commission meant for the successful, efficient operationalization of Hajj in the Gambia. That's the reason for the creation of the commission. The concept of commission had to bring imams to sit down. It's over in this country. We need to think different. We want people there who can make it work. Who will think, who know practically what they can do to make this thing work. And I think for me, that's where we need to base our thing. Hajj Commission is a body created by the National Assembly. It's an institution created by the National Assembly. And that body of the National Assembly needs to be catered for by the Assembly. There's an act of Parliament created. So it's nothing to do with secularism.
Okay.
Because already they are catered in the Christian Council that we are supporting.
That's okay. Honorable Minister,
That's my argument.
Yes, if I wouldn't have an issue with that.
Yes.
But just for the record, we don't have any separate budget line for Christian councils and for Muslim.
We will maintain the one in the Assembly for support of the, but then a separate one for this created institution by this Assembly. That's the Hajj Commission. The Hajj Commission, we do it. And if there is a Hajj that they want to perform in Rome will still be responsible.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Because they don't have commission.
I have no problem with us creating a separate budget line for the performance of Hajj.
Thank you.
But then only if we are to do it, we also need to look at the other side. You understand? There is nothing wrong with maintaining what we have now, which is support to religious institutions. That is the Supreme Islamic Council and the Christian Council. Now, we understand that almost 95% of the population are Muslim. And probably the number of people, that's not a probability. The number of people that are performing Hajj is more than the number of people that are going to Rome.
Don't use the word more. Word more would be little. Change the word more.
Yes, but what I'm saying here is that
compare.
if you let's say if you come to distribution of resources in this as far as this situation is concerned, they know exactly that yes, the number of people that are performing Hajj is more than. So therefore, the support that the Hajj Commission will need or will require will be more than what those from the other side would need. So let's leave it as a budget line as it is in the budget, and we increase the budget line. Because we were just giving them 3 million or 6 million. If we realize that yes, Hajj Commission will need another 10 million or whatsoever, we can increase the budget line, and then the permanent secretary, who is the financial controller of the ministry, would now do the necessary allocation based on the submission or demand of the Hajj Commission.
Chairman, can I suggest one thing?
Yes.
Can we leave this with you people? Think about it.
Yeah,
By Monday, we'll get back to the permanent secretary in charge of religion, and then you would have agreed on a nomenclature.
Okay.
And send us the nomenclature, debate it among yourself. Whatever you said, we adopt.
No problem.
No, but whatever minister, if you are okay with that, with your suggestion, for you are the implementing minister.
For me, I would have preferred man, you don't prefer man. We have a separate budget line for Hajj Commission. That is an institution created by this National Assembly. It's an institution that is created by the National Assembly. And that institution, we owe it a responsibility to make it work. For it to work, we need to resource it.
You know, Hajj Commission is not supposed to be only about Hajj. Commission, we will not take care of Umrah issues now.
Yes.
You know, we have human rights.
Yeah, I know that. But what I'm saying, I will be alive.
We will discuss it later.
I will leave you to do this.
Yes.
Send us whatever nomenclature you have, we take it.
Okay.
And then we will work it out from there.
Yes.
I think that's the best thing we can do. Yeah, but it's a body created by National Assembly. That the responsibility of the Assembly is to make sure it is resourced, to make sure it performs its duties.
And that we must do.
You understand? And you are responsible, we are responsible. You give us the resources, we do the implementation. But then if you want to link it somewhere and take it other thing, that it will weaken that purpose. And that's why I said we need to debate it and come back to us. And we will act.
So, another one more thing. That's resource envelope is what I'm still talking about. The Hajj Commission, we are talking about empowering them. But they don't have vehicle.
They don't have?
Vehicle.
No, they are getting a vehicle.
Okay.
Our vehicles are arriving today and tomorrow they start arriving.
And how about the land?
Land they already have.
Okay.
Yes, they have.
Confirm?
Yes.
Confirm from him.
Sit down. Give them your phone number.
No, I didn't give them the number, but I can
I give them a phone number.
tentatively confirm.
They call the plot number.
We have already, we are institutional meetings.
They got a plot number.
And they are already in the list.
They got a plot number already.
That's it.
And they said, no,
They got, and the people is arriving. The people are arriving today, tomorrow they'll be arriving for the next 2 weeks.
So you will have a legacy. So you'll have a legacy. But one more thing, you've mentioned about the membership of the Hajj.
The policy and the new amendment act will determine.
Yes, but
That's fine.
you know, people who know religion. People who know religion.
Excuse me, I am not disputing that.
Yes.
The policy will determine, and the act that we're going to amend, all of us together will determine.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes.
Until we get there.
There's a challenge also.
No, we are not saying don't put them there.
No, I'm not talking about
What we are
membership.
saying, let them not believe that they own it. It's
No,
only them who should be there.
Cannot should be there. No, now I want to talk about something like the additional, the 20 that normally go every Hajj. And you have, you know, because the PS are members of the
Everybody who is qualified to go will go this year. Yes, I had an issue with them with resolve the issue.
You know what my issue is?
Yes, what's your issue?
Like, we are organizing Hajj.
Yes.
If every Hajj, the same team.
No, not the same thing. This year is different. The man you went with could not go this year because he went last year.
That's what I'm saying. Because if the PS,
No,
the PS,
excuse me.
The PS.
That is the meaning of no.
If the PS are members of the commission, fine. If, for example, they all went this Hajj, the next Hajj, a member from the ministry can also represent the PS.
That's the discussion of the minister.
Yeah.
And that's with this one, let me tell you, honorable member, I will not take risk taking people on a matter I'm reforming and to fail. I will take people that I trust when they go, this is a challenge that I took up to change, to reform, and I will not risk. I will take people that I believe are credible, and I know when they go, they will deliver. They know my agenda in this reform, and they will deliver it.
You don't allow me to land. That's why
No,
you
because
don't.
I know. You
Wait.
have been fed with information.
No.
I'm coming.
I'm from
Allow
there.
me to.
No, you cannot preempt me. You cannot preempt me. No, the issue is, these are technicians. These are technicians. No,
let me agree with you. Let me agree with you.
He has to give you floor.
Let me agree with you.
Wait. These are technicians. We have 4 permanent secretaries that are there. They have to be there at the commission level to manage or to oversee the issues. That's fine. What I'm saying, the job begins even before hard operations. The bulk of the job is what we are doing now. The inspections we are doing now. When it comes to hard itself, you understand? Even if one PS goes, another representative from ministry goes, that's still fine. Because hard goes up to 2 weeks or so.
No, not totally.
Leave him out.
Can I?
I will respond.
I'm coming. This is a reflection I've had.
Let's be fair.
And why?
Observation. Yeah, let me observe him. Let's be.
But
you see, let me observe.
No, I'm allowing you.
No, but this is not fair. We shouldn't interfere in the administration.
No, I'm getting a concern. No. I'm not what I'm saying. I'm not able to change it. I'm saying a concern. And take this.
No, an observation.
Observation.
What an observation?
But it's a concern as well. Observation
For
is a
you.
concern. What I'm saying is either you take it or leave it. But even that, you understand? You don't say, well, I'm not interfering. I'm raising what I see and I'm sharing it. So it's better for them to leave it or take it. That's my right is to express what I see. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, commission members, the 20 of them, even if it includes imams and everything, all of them being at the Hajj, I don't see any relevance of it at the time of the Hajj. That's what I'm saying. Especially when it includes 4 permanent PSs from all ministries. Especially those that have already gone last year, and every year they go, and while they are there, ministry they have work at home. So what I'm saying is, if it's going to be rotational, even commission, now that they've included 4 commission members, 5 to go, 6 go, 2 PS go, and a member of the ministry, another different from the PS can go, somebody else can go. But for me, make me understand why they are there. What is their work as PS? Can somebody make me understand?
Are you done?
Yes.
Chairman, can I have the floor?
Yes.
Let me tell you, Mr. Honorable Member.
Yes.
This minister determined how the operation is conducted.
You don't get me. I'm not talking about determination.
I'm coming. Allow me to come. The permanent secretary are going, none of them had never been to Hajj before. I'm coming. And I know that in the agenda of reform, they were supporting it 100%. And I know even some commission members were not supporting the reform. And I told them those who went last year cannot go this year. Even one of the PSs who went last year, I dropped it. That's my point. Even though he was supportive. But the PSs who are going have never been there. This is their first time. I'm coming. This is their first time. It is now my discussion to choose people that I trust would perform this function, will believe in our reform, will defend this reform, and they will be there to supervise that everything goes excellently well. you and I will be proud when it is done. But I will not risk taking people that I don't know what their response would be there. Since I have people who do not support this reform, and they are in our midst. So I will not take the risk. I will only take the risk that I believe is calculated. People that I believe when they go there, they can spend their life, their time, to make sure we have a successful life. Then when the policy comes now, we now determine the policy what we want there. We looked at it. We looked at it. There are three main ways of doing Hajj. We have indicated in the policy. What the people will choose, we go by that. Then we put the regulation in place. Then we amend the act. We look at all these issues. But I think we are speaking the same language. But for me, even some of the commission members that went last year, I dropped them. But when the Amir told me of their importance and their efficiency to this high, I say respond. Because I don't want to fail, you tell me, I am asking this man, he is good there and you refuse him to go. I say, those who believe that we are excellent and you want to take them, it's your commission. Take them. And he took them. Because I don't have to dictate him how he do, because if I do that tomorrow, when he fails, he will say, yo, yeah. And he's a lawyer. This man is a professional, trained lawyer. Let me tell you that. So if I now impose in people that he doesn't want to work with, if there is a failure, who is responsible? You. I'm responsible. I said to you, I mean, you feel they should go twice? He said, yes. I said, go ahead. It's your choice, not my choice. But the rest who have been there and feel we should drop them, allow others to come in, let's do it. And he agreed with it. And one of your imams that you, one of your people that you went with,
they are not my people, they are your people.
Yes. One of my people you went with. He said, I advocate they should all go every year. And he should be part of this going. I said, if the commission don't choose you, I am not going to do it. But if the commission choose you, you have been there before, and he said, the commission wants you to go, the chair, wants you to go, no problem. I'm not obstructing, that's his job. I don't want to interfere with that. And that's why the minister avoided interfering with them this thing. When we started before. Say, this is the law, that's what you are allowed to do, you do it. But then here also we monitor what you do. When we hear something, we sound immediately to explain, and we act. And that's how we have done it. You see, when you are carrying before, you are at the risk of failing and succeeding.
No, you will succeed, you will not fail.
Thank you, that's what we pray.
There is no problem in this, Minister.
No, I'm telling you.
We are with you with this.
Exactly.
No, we've been there.
Yes.
You are on the right track.
Yes, thank you.
For us,
yes.
When the report comes out, you'll see. We are convinced that you and the commission are on the right track. And you have just answered my question, my concern. If the permanent secretary have never gone, they can still go.
Never been.
What I'm saying is, reserving the opportunity for others, whereas they are still in the ministry. That's what I'm saying.
No,
and they go and do. That's what I'm saying. But even commission is selective to do much that.
I just want to ask the minister this question. You see, for me, I believe that taking officials from the Hajj Commission to accompany our pilgrims to Mecca is not purposely for them to perform.
No.
This is what I believe.
No.
It's not purposely for them to perform. They are there to do a job, to monitor,
fulfill their mandate,
and then fulfill their mandate as far as the performance of Hajj is concerned. This is very clear. And let's say we have a specialist from the Ministry of Health, recommended by the Minister of Health, that he is a specialist as far as diabetics is concerned. Do we need to change him to give opportunity to others? I think this should be the
That's what I'm talking about.
What I'm saying is, as far as this situation is concerned, I think we would have to leave it
with them,
with the commission,
yes,
and also with the ministry, for them to determine that, because they know those that they are working with. And the ultimate goal of the ministry and the High Commission is to see that we have a successful
and parliament.
So I think let's leave that to them. That's my take.
I think
yes.
Honorable Mayor is very clear. What he mentioned, I think, is to the point. Like somebody started operation from September. up till the time of going for Hajj, he has been attending meetings, he's update of all what is happening. It's now for him to implement during Hajj. Now Hajj you remove him, you say, you come. It doesn't make sense. This one I said. But if you come, you just go and sit down, look at what is happening.
No,
He's not aware of what happened at the beginning, up till now. So that's why the commissioners are very, very key. Because since I did of operation, they are attending meetings, updates,
I had the same
reports,
thing with you.
everything.
They take my mind. I
So
don't
now,
like this.
the minister may decide to take somebody to Hajj, but not as a commission member.
No, you understand of my dear. I'm talking about the commission, the other.
No, I'm
talking about technicians.
I'm talking like
Even
the ministry, like the
let me
place
tell
is
you,
not
before
for
you have
since I did it.
common sense, when last year, he was in the list this year, I removed him.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, that's fine.
I'm good.
For the people I've never met before.
Don't understand.
Même ñun sax am na ñi nga xam ne daal ñooñu seen ñàkk a dem mooy
They have to be there. Wow, you don't tell me no.
ñooñu lañ lay change waaye am na ñi nga xam ne bu nekk woon
Me, I have only those two AOBs, but then it has been settled. One was asked by Honorable Musa, which is the issue of vehicle, and the other one
Oh, they got the people, they got the black.
Land for Hajj Commission.
Yes.
So the building of the land.
Well, Bogu definitely no didn't go
Who is going to build that for them?
You don't want to say after one man you don't want to say
They started something.
you don't want to say one man
No,
minister.
we have them what they have started something. I'm not support them.
Okay.
They've got something.
Okay.
I think
Tomorrow is probably.
But we need this nomenclature for this project.
we'll work it
And we agree together, send it to us, and then we now.
We'll do something about it. What we need to do now, we went, came back, and we are on this done. Inshallah.
Prayers.
And
need prayers.
We will pray.
If
For the successful.
also, I will encourage maybe bring them together, talk to them, let them make sure that when you are in Mecca, you all work together. Because at the end of the day, we shouldn't encourage that. Because the moment Gambians are traveling to Saudi Arabia, already there should be unity. But like we are supporting, blaming, it will not work. So the most important thing is the reform, and we will support the reform. And because as the minister said, every Gambian wants to travel to Saudi, especially Muslims, obviously. So if we allow it, the price.
And in fact, Chairman, I'm not
Your policy is going to look at the operators. Operators. Your policy is going to look at the.
Of course, it's there in the policy. You know, Chairman, I'm not cutting you short. We even receive information.
Not
confidential,
this
confidential information that some are even selling it to VIP. 700.
I have that.
700.
Yes.
Selling it to people.
VIP tickets.
But we are studying the information. When we get the facts, inshallah, we know what to do.
Yes.
700,000?
Yes, some people are doing that on VIP. We got the information.
Because
We are verifying the information.
Honorable, that is why you should develop a rating system to rate, start rating them, these agencies.
The policy will address all that.
Start giving them rates. Those who are performing better, you give them 4-star.
Yes.
Those who are doing the best, you give them 5-star. That will encourage pilgrims to buy tickets from them than to buy this thing from others.
We will, now that in fact you have a better hotel, where are you going to put the people? Different. Really? Where? Can you have a better hotel than the hotel you stay?
No.
that hotel is.
Market is 5
Why
star.
are you selling that to people?
5 star is the highest.
Yeah, but we want to now see the information we
No,
receive.
maybe the proximity, the VIP, they look at the proximity.
We want to see.
Very close.
We want to see now who are those doing it, the carry of that information, and inshallah next year, whether Ahmad Ba, whoever is there, make sure that it is regulated. Nobody can come and export Gambians. With that, not possible.
So, thank you very much, Honorable Minister, and we must use the opportunity to encourage this good working relationship, because we are all in this together, and we want to also reach a successful Hajj 2025 season. On behalf of the committee, we want to thank and thank the Hajj Commission members, and we encourage them when they go, let them, at least try to be there for everybody.
Exactly.
Even the Hajj guides, hence Gambians are going to stay in one hotel. You don't just have to look at this one is from this agent or this. Be there for everybody. That should be the spirit. So, and also you have to be very strict. When you go there and you realize any sabotage,
let us know.
Individual. Because we have so many people who want to get into this. This is not just for business. This is what he said they are going to make sure that they satisfy. In fact, they are going beyond their limits. This is why they are offer us some supporting staff. That is the students, just to coordinate, and help our stuff like that. So for that being the case, we are hopeful that we are going to have.
We need prayers. Chairman, we need prayers.
We already see that. And in fact, we are all together. So if it fails, we fail.
We need prayers.
So inshallah, all will be fine, inshallah. So,
We are backbiting you.
Yes, important.
We need you.
Don't worry, your brother is here. You are safe.
at the same time,
Your brother is here. You are safe.
we are very happy that, as you said, Honorable Minister, Saudi
Yes.
is and trying to make
Strict regulation.
Yes.
So we also need to ensure that our commission is well regulated and well resourced, which we will do. But at the level of their people or whatever, already I'm happy that
They have in the ground will be.
So at least we need to brand them so that at least they can also be well,
They are having a Toyota double cabin pickup. Brown.
Commissioner.
Yes.
Good.
So on that note, I will close the meeting and also allow the member to vote that we adjourn.
I move for the adoption of the adjournment of the meeting.
Second.
I don't know.
How can he strange?
Umar off na camera.